Okay. Let's do it like that. I think we Gucci. Give me a second, actually. You might not see the chat yet because I'm still sending out the links. This is going to take long though, so just give me a moment. That. So what we are going to do today is going to be something not. I mean, okay. I guess it was expected. Like, come on, we've talked about that. Hi, Uncle. Got to be here. How are you? Hope how's going? Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Insert random animal noises. Hi, Zaga. Got to be here. How are you? Hope how's going? Yeah. Inserting random animal noises. Exactly. So basically what we are going to do, we are going to sit a little in just talking part. But yeah, things are... So basically yesterday there was no stream because I woke up past 14, so past... I've actually slept for longer than what my stream was supposed to be. So yeah, yay! That's that. Exactly. That's the main issue. Well, I've played some Wukong today. Still struggling with one boss, but finally doing some stuff, changed a bit my build and got a bit far. Like I've took 75% of the health around. It was shelter day yesterday. So what we are going to do today, probably, well, considering that on the schedule it's writing stream, it's a bit enigmatic what writing stream means. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to of course read the chats, I'm going to stand up to date with you, so it's going to be more or less just talking stream while I'm going to write. It's not going to take the entire stream, that's why I've added like may sketch later, because it depends of how much power I'm going to have throughout today. I want to wake up actually very early tomorrow, and I want to make additional stream. 2 additional streams. We will see how's the plan going to look like, because I want to wake up at 7. I want to roll around about my day a bit, walk out my doggo, take a coffee and then start the stream. Might be silent actually. And then we are going to have another one which is going to be in the afternoon, but we will see how about that, because it depends at what time I'm going to wake up. So to the writing stuff, what is it about? So basically I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write things, one, for my indie game, at least a little bit of the story, right? Like, I need some writing to be done. So I'm going to turn on the stuff made for the game. Where I've had that thing actually going on. There we go, Wizard School Notes. That's that. Yeah, so I want to make probably some... I want to make it in 2 things. I have a game story, yes, exactly. Postponing my project the whole week because I have to redo a lot of stuff, and the moment I start opening Krita and stuff, I suddenly don't feel like it. I feel ya. So, I found a better app than Milanote, or at least app that is more opened and has a bit more things going on about it. So basically, I have an ultimate amount, an unlimited amount of things that I can do in a board, but I can have only 3 boards all around that. So I can literally just make like fuck ton of planners in one board and just keep at it in one board and then have like special projects, etc. So I have general tab where I'm going to redo many things because I'm going to actually add tables, etc. to add things that I've threw into the notepad. Because yes, so far I've been using only a notepad, so it's going to be a bit problematic, but well, what gives, right? And I have a story and storyboarding tabs, so more or less I'm going to select storyboarding. Storyboarding is going to be for like story notes and shit, so like I'm going to create like mini boards. I'm going to throw things into mini boards where I'm going to add like chapters. Each chapter is going to have like special notes, like ideas for a chapter that I'm going to have, etc. Characters, of course, are going to have like their own things connected, so like protagonist, I'm going to throw a name. Yada yada yada. Notepad is underrated, so is MS OneNote. Actually, I was trying to figure out OneNote. It is really good one. It's kinda like Milanote and the X-Styles that I'm using now. So I'm using X-Styles, if someone was wondering. But yeah, OneNote is kinda like this, actually, yeah. You can still do the same things, like still have like your own tables, things, do tasks, lists, insert images, etc. So OneNote is very underrated, but I don't have MS OneNote. I don't have the Microsoft things on my main PC, so... Or maybe? OneNote for Windows 10? Maybe I have? No idea. Probably requires me to, like, do things. I don't know. So yeah. I have to say that I'm really, like, surprised by how build up this thing is, really. For now, I'm going to name it Unnamed Wizard School Game. We are going to think of the name later, whatever. So, in general tab, actually we still have quite a bit for the title to be done. Only the online version is free. I see. I don't know about the online versions though. Like, I know that there are online versions, but I've never really went on about it. I don't know how to access them. It's just, you know, I'm just lazy in like discovering things. I quite often just go about my day recently that I'm sleeping, drawing, playing games and going to work. So it's literally my day, my recent days are really depressing. So yeah, anyway, let's see. So probably I'm going to throw in a tab, column name. Wait, I just want I don't need that. Which method do you use to write the story? Damn, that's actually a good question. So the method I'm using is called Snowflake method. For those who are wondering, I actually really like this method. To be fair, Snowflake method is very easy to write the base, like skeleton of the story. You basically start from one sentence, you're stretching it up into 3 sentences. Each one of those 3 sentences are being split into 3 more sentences, and bada bing bada boom, you have the entire story. so it's actually easy. Yeah. Then what I'm doing, I'm actually writing characters like protagonists, antagonists, and for that, at that stage is that. Then I'm splitting events into chapters, so I'm generally like taking these 9 sentences and making as many chapters as I need. So like, let's say, okay, I'm feeling like making a game that would have, let's say, 4 chapters, right? Like 1 chapter per season, right? Like, so the entire story is going to be like 1 year long. Makes sense? Really good one. Opens a lot, actually. So generally, then you are... when I have the chapters, then I'm trying to split those chapters into 3 sentences, because I'm quite often left with like 1 slightly longer sentence per chapter, and then I'm splitting this into 3 sentences so I would know how the chapter starts, how it goes, and how it ends. And then I'm starting to introduce the more characters. So like, I already have protagonists and antagonists, so I know who's the main hero, who's the main villain. I know what are the hero's friends, I know what are the villain's friends, but now the side characters, right? So like, oh, for example, this is this wizarding school, so like different teachers, the teachers are teaching specific subjects, etc, etc, etc. So like, slowly introducing more and more characters that you are going to actually meet throughout the game. Alone, story writing is really difficult, because you have to know how to split things separately. I used to write down scene ideas I really like, then create a timeline sequence which gives them background and possibility to interlace them and find logical connections for causality continuity. This is also a really good thing, but it's really difficult to pull off quite often throughout the story writing, because you just throw in certain scenes. It's good when, for example, I do that too, but when I already have like established those chapters, right? This is like next step, like I'm trying to think of scenes. I write my RPG games that way. I mean, it does make sense for RPG games, yeah. Because like you don't know what the hero is going to make. Snowflake method is more for book writing, so that actually works. When it comes to like game making, that makes sense, because okay, there's that scene, there's that scene, there's that scene, but whatever is between the scenes is just like logical connection and continuity between those scenes that player just do. So like bunch of side quests, FedExes, other things. So yeah, that makes sense for game making. That makes sense for game making. I'm actually thinking more like about more of a, so to say, book writing method than game writing method. I don't know. It's difficult for me to switch methods. Wait, mountains, forest, swamp. In a game where the player has a choice of where the character goes, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, exactly. To be fair, I've kinda learned how to pull off the same thing still, but again, it's going to be a bit difficult, right? Swamp, taiga, dark forest, jungle, savannah, castle. Wait, savannah, jungle, savannah, desert, castle, villages. Well, castle, villages, cities, and school. So yeah, like, For now, this might not really be location types. Okay, those are going to be location types. I found it much easier to visualize it on a scribbled together map. I mean the places and the scenes. I do wonder. Okay, I'm going to keep it like that for now. I just want to have a nice view on all those things. Like location types. Wait. I want to... Can I make a folder? And build up the choices in draw aisle? No, I don't have the I don't have a folder. I might be able to make it in like a bullet list or something, or like toggle list. Can I insert that into one another? No, I cannot. Ah, too bad. Yeah, I can't. Okay. Oh, I smell popcorn. I don't know why. I might have a stroke. Cool. That's what I've always dreamed about. So... Wait. Let's make a toggle list. Teams. Team of evil, and that's going to have 5 antagonists and 1 main antagonist. What did you start with? The setting, places, characters? Everything actually. It's difficult to say, really. Fuck. No, not that. God damn it. It's still difficult for me to like move around it, but toggle list seems a-okay. I can actually change location types too in the toggle list. To be fair, I've started with like setting actually. Like I was like, oh okay, let's make like wizarding school game, and that was the main idea. I've literally just picked up the setting, like high fantasy wizarding school game, and that was it. Then I've started like making places and like general info. I still don't have like information about who's exactly the main hero, like the name of the main hero. Not sure if I even want to. But yeah. Teams, and I want... Let the player name it? You know, that's interesting concept. Five antagonists, 1 main antagonist. And here 2 to 4 side protagonists, 1 main protagonist. Okay. That's as much info as I need, for real. That's actually as much info as I need. And let me make another board like that. Let me actually make that thing shorter. Okay. Oh, I can... Okay, that's actually interesting. I'm finding more and more really interesting things. Location types. Okay. Mountains, forests, swamp, taiga, dark forest. Rest, jungle, savannah, desert, castle, villages, cities, school. Okay, because this might actually open more things for me, because I can drop it down and actually start writing like names of the locations. So like mountains are going to have like couple different side locations, and I can throw them into that. Easiest plot starting point is I always use when nothing more comes into mind. Somebody needs something and has difficulty getting it. To be fair, in this kind of like idea is the thing that the main character is like getting bored of the reality because it's like too normal, and generally she gets invited to the wizarding school out of nowhere. She's getting the inviting list, inviting letter, and she departs. The thing the main hero wants is to make her life exciting again, and generally, you know, something that might have seemed as a good idea turns into more of a daunting task, as for example defeating the evil witch, for example, or like corrupted witch, however we are going to call her, right? Because I already know that this is whatever it's going to go. Okay. Magic. Knights of Magic. Okay. Fire. The hero is fixed as a girl, or do a player have a choice? I want to make the character fixed as a girl. Fire, water, earth, wind. Lightning, and we will see later. Earth. Huh. Water, ice, earth, grass, wind, sound / waves. Okay. Wait, I need to reload the page because something's happening. Okay. Yeah, everything else. So yeah, I want the main hero to be fixed as a girl, but I think I'm going to allow player to actually how to say this? I want to allow the player to actually switch between protagonists. So like, okay, I've unlocked this guy, I want to play as a guy, I'm going to play as him. Because I want to make it like equal, 2 guys to women. And generally like you are going to have like possibility to choose. Kinda. I'm still thinking, because like, okay, you can, if It's very difficult for me to like go around. By the way, I checked out some games about how they do those scenes where it's 2D and everything is animated movie, like it was an anime. Yeah. They do it with bones and polygons and deforms. Yeah. But mostly with a lot of bones. Check the simple moving scene, hundreds of bones, bruh. So for magic system, elements will be picked by questionnaire, only one element per character. The picked element will be able to be extended into different side schools, allowing for more skill variation and effects. So generally, like fire is going to have things connected with like, you know, fiery things. So like plasma, let's say lava, whatever, right? I think because for now it's like only lightning, right? So fire goes into sub-element of lightning, right? As of now. I want to add more side elements, at least to give like 4 side elements per element. And generally, as I've mentioned, so the player is going to train the element and generally the skills by using them. So okay, you can, and you'll be able to use them only on enemies, etc. Of course, I'm going to add like a training dummy, but I believe I'm going to lock it behind stuff. So I have to figure out how I can make it just so the player will be able to like throw stuff at the training dummy and unlock stuff, but then lock possibility for the player to get experience from the training dummies and actually encourage them to go out and fight with monsters, because I don't want them to overlevel, right? So I'll have to, so I figure out that every 100 or like every 250 types of monsters being defeated, so the progression is dynamic. Yes, exactly, it's dynamic. And every 250 defeated monsters of special kind, they are getting more, their appearance is going to change and they are going to get stronger. So for example, let's say you are going to fight bunnies, you kill 250 bunnies, those bunnies out of nowhere start to look differently. For example, they have horns and their attack patterns change. So you'll have to relearn how to fight against this enemy, and after defeating that enemy for another 250 times, you'll get like more difficult and kind of that enemy is going to spawn. So it's easy to do with level systems, so if the character overlevel the things, they will give less XP. Yeah, that makes sense, but it's not generally about the experience as of level, because like training dummy, for example, is not going to give you like level experience, right? It's going, and player has to go to harder areas, more or less, but it's going to be for like a level experience, so like to rise your statistics, right? But when you are going to use a skill, you are receiving different kind of experience. This specific skill receives 1 point of experience, let's say. So for example, you're hitting something with the spells. Of course, only specific things will be able to be hit and give you such experience, like for example training dummies. But I don't want to make the training dummies enable players to become OP right off the bat, because like, oh, I've spent 100 hours farming experience to max level every single thing. What stops the player from leaving on an auto clicker, go to sleep and get max level? Exactly, that's what I want to do. I want to block the thing just so that, let's say, after, how to say this, either it's going to be like you are going to be able to walk up to the training dummy, use it on and like get into interaction with it and be able to select a skill that you want to level up, right? Like get some more experience, and that's going to give you like a boost in experience. But let's say it's going to be like one-time use. So for example, it's going to be like meditation spots in San Wukong, Black Myth. You know? That makes sense. Like, because of course when you are training, the training dummy is going to break, right? Oh, so you are going to find a training dummy, you are going to like train a spell on it, and it's going to break after a certain time. So it's going to allow you to get like, let's say 10 points to certain skill, for example, right? So more or less like that. I guess this is going to be the gate. And like fighting against enemies is going to give you like, you know, hi basically, gotta have here, how are your brain has going? I always find it more interesting when skills develop as players use them, like in Skyrim or RimWorld. This is exactly what I want to do. Yeah. Each skill is going to have its own... Wait. So the player uses the preferred playstyle and the character develops that way naturally. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Each skill is going to have its own level while fighting the enemies. But I genuinely thought you had more subs. Really? Nah, I'm just, you know... Like, your content is nice. Thank you, Mint, thank you. That really means a lot. I'm just doing my best, and I'm happy with, you know, every single person that arrives. Of course, there are things that not everyone likes. I do want to share like different kinds of possibilities to create. Like for example, right now I'm trying to explain how things are working for like writing stuff for the game, for example, etc. So yeah, really glad to have you here. The only frustrating stuff is when the possibilities are locked behind minimum skill requirements. So I actually don't want to do that. But like, let's say you have to, when you are level, let's say, always the first level of certain, of using a skill. So here, maybe here's the thing. You are going to level up, let's say, in 3 different possibilities. So generally you are going to level up the character to get statistics. You're going to level up the element. Hi Min, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope everything's going. I believe this is the first Instagram, so hope you find a comfy corner here. Also, Mint, I also believe that I see you around for the first time, so hope you find a comfy corner also. So basically, you are going to level up your character to get statistics, you are going to level up your element to get more skills, and you are going to level up your skills to actually improve them. So let's say you are going to, your first skill from, let's say, the fire element is going to be like fireball, right? And you are going to use that fireball, and you'll be able to actually level it up, so it's going to deal more damage, it's going to have shorter cooldown, yada 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 yada. So generally that's the main idea, right? So like, that's that. And like, you are going to have of course, the skill, and you're going to have the basic attacks. So basic attacks still are going to have like stuff. Yes, I'm here for the first time. I'm a teen aspiring author and a mature artist. Hey, that's so cool. Welcome, welcome. Aspiring author, so what kind of author? Like manga artist, comic book artist, or maybe writing a book? Each skill is going to have its own level while fighting the enemies. The skill its own level while using the skill. The proficiency level is going to rise with its usage. Okay. I'm writing my first book. Hey, that's so cool. It's an adventure series. Hey, really nice, really nice. Adventure books are really cool. Yeah, there was the Chronicles, the Radix Chronicles, something like that. I really like that series. Each element is going to have its own level. With each level, you a new skill will be unlocked. Okay, so that's more or less the idea. So magic system looks. Let's say you are going to be able to, at certain moments, I'm not sure how to make it just so you'll be able to achieve sub-element. Maybe it's going to be like a possibility that you're going to like dive into certain like part, you know, like certain part of the tree, so you're going to actually have like a tree that you're going to expand into. So for example, you will be able to like also have more like close combat, range combat, something like that. We'll see. The only first is possibilities are locked behind minimum skill requirement. Yeah. I don't think that this is going to be the thing. I believe I'm going to make like level locked instances, but it's going to be like a more of a like a special battle, special fight event to receive like special part of equipment or something like that. That's it. So like you are going to have gates. There's going to be like let's say level 40 written on it, and you'll have to have level 40, for example, to break the gates and pass through that. Like for example, what Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku series had. So like you've had, for example, like purple 20 on like wooden doors. So that meant that your character, when you were playing Trunks, you had to have level 20, then you could break those doors and pass onto another instance. So that was like how the creators were controlling that the characters at the proper level, just so they wouldn't go to the too difficult instance. But I want to keep it opened for everyone and keep it at the level scaling. But I want to make like fixed battles that would still more or less those would require some more skills, for example, right? In like dodging, usage of your skills, builds, etc. So like general like test of your abilities, more or less, like the general idea, right? Okay. So I have everything that I wrote. We are how deep into this stream? 39 minutes, not bad. It's a lot like Percy Jackson and the Olympians, but without Greek mythology and more realistic fiction. Okay, makes sense, yeah, that's good. That really makes sense, okay. Really good choice, I would say. Really good choice. So I think I would go about like a... Okay, and I'm going to do it like that. Perfect. I can keep everything in like very tight lists that are going to be working absolutely perfectly for me. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, and I can just... Alright, this is really nice. This is really nice, I like it. So I had to keep things like, let's say, magic system, etc., like split into things. In characters tab, I actually have like main characters and side characters windows. So you have like, in main characters window, you have protagonists and antagonists, and I want to make them by name and then add like descriptions of them. Same for the side characters, so it's going to be like expandable list that I have right now for the other part, and it's generally just going to go about its day, just like the tabs in general tab. Really cool. We are starting to make it starts to make sense, really. It really starts to make sense. So we have themes, types of magic, location types, magic system. I think I'm going to add another board. Blank creative page. It's going to be called map. So I'm going to kinda try to like develop map with like words generally. Like it's going to be really difficult. Yeah, I doubt that I'll be able to make it. But yeah, whatever. But yeah, so let me just add a note. I want a nested page, maybe? Yeah, I can nest things. Cool. Wait. I fucked up. How do I... Wait, what? Oh, okay, this is how I... Sorry, I'm really, like... messed up right now. So now I know how I can make the map. Okay, so I'm going to make it like nested files, and I'm just going to add nested files one after another in the maps. But I think I might want to nest a file into types of magic. No, I don't want to. Or do I? No, I don't want to. Okay. Let's make... Because in nested file I want to make like the skills kind of thing. So like what's going to be the skills, max level, yada yada yada. And like generally start to build the skill tree in there. But I want to make a small text. Note, and in the note I want to write that. Remember each skill for build a nested file with skill tree like board for each element and their sub elements. So I'm thinking that sub elements are going to be way stronger, but they are not going to be really they are not going to have that many skills. Set up board like nested files for each locations on the map. Okay. Write the first skeleton of the story. Write the names of the main characters. Okay, that's good. So basically storyboarding is going to be like generally what Zega mentioned, like the storyboarding board. It's going to have the like scenes that are going to go about in the story, in the chapters. So that's that. So like of course there's going to be the starting scene, ending scene, and I'm going to like build, like try to connect it with like different scenes. I think it's going to be like a probably made with like a divider. And it's going to have like its own chronology, like what is going to happen after it. So there are going to be like main events and side events. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Whatever I have right now, currently in the notepad thingy. Okay, and so build a nested file with skill tree like board for each element and their sub-elements. Set up board like nested files for each locations on the map. Write the first skeleton of the story. Write the names of the main characters. Okay, create chapters. I think I'm going to build each chapter with like idea of like a sub chapter. So you are going to have like let's say for 4 chapters, for each of 4 chapters you are going to have like 4 sub chapters. So it's going to be like there's going to be like 4 main chapters that is going 4 main sub chapters that are going to like push the story with like a huge step. You are going to have like side main story parts in between of those. So like you have 4 1 2 3 yeah, like 3 side elements that are going to connect them. And there are going to be like different like chronological moments where you will be able to like go to the certain area, find something, yada yada yada. So generally like, oh, now I've understood how to make that, so quests that require that thing are going to open, right? So for example, in first chapter we are going to learn like first like miscellaneous spells like opening locks, or something like that. And it's generally going to open us possibility to like make certain missions, certain like side quests, right? I also want to push in like 2 stories for each, like 2 side stories for each chapter. So like a bit longer elements. So I want to build the story a bit. We are going to start, of course, with like bigger idea. We are going to slowly build it up. I want to focus on the main story first, then we are going to think about like whatever the side story is going to be. So create chapters and there's sub chapters. Right. How to say this right? Interlacing maybe? Or interlocking? Connections, right? Connective chapters for each for the first chapter. Okay, so here I'm starting with first chapter, so we are going to slowly build things up. So we are going to make chapters and their sub-chapters, so we are going to generally create the all chapter story, like basic idea of theirs. Then I'm going to focus on the first chapter. So that's going to be a bit difficult, but we'll see. So build a nested file with skill tree like board for each element and their sub-elements, set up board like nested files for each locations on the map, write the first skeleton of the story, write the names of the main characters, create chapters and their sub-chapters, write connective chapters for the first chapter. Work on the side characters. Okay, we'll see. Probably I'm going to build up side characters for the first chapter only, so it's going to be like two birds with one stone, more or less. When I'm going to write first chapter, I'm going to start coming up with the characters, because of course I have to. I'm missing something. Because of course, like, the amount of main quests is not going to be like crashing. It's not like first chapter is going to have 100 quests or something. Like one chapter, one quest, right? It's just going to be longer quest. Like something you meet in certain games, right? So like, you are going to have like a sub-chapter. It's going to be like a really long quest. You will have to go through the connective chapter to finish it. And when you are going to go to the second sub-chapter, you are going to finish the first sub-chapter's quest and start the second sub-chapter's quest, like this, right? So it's like, you know, whatever happens, happens. So most likely the first chapter is going to be like accommodation to the general idea of being in the school, finding out about the corrupted witch, you know, like finding out like first days at school and finding out about the entire mischief. And in the second chapter, things are going to start like extending, right? So like there's going to be like some more issues. There are going to be like first attacks, something like that. Of course, each chapter is going to have its own villain, right? Like its own antagonist, and the main antagonist is going to be at the end of the game. So like, you have to go through each chapter, defeat its sub antagonist, and beat them up. So that's that. Okay. Of course, probably I'm going to make like side stories connected with like whatever happens in certain seasons. So like what happens in spring, Valentine's Day, shoot. and Easter, for example. So like we are going to have those two things connected to one another, right? So of course we are going to have things split into like quarters, right? So like each chapter, let's say each sub-chapter more or less is going to take a month, right? More or less. So in the second you are going to have like entire side story for the Valentine's Day thingy, or like just trying to figure things out for the Valentine's Day. And of course it's going to be locked, so it's like, oh, you can actually get some more experience and, you know, boost up your levels. If you don't, you won't in the future, right? So this more or less this kind of story. And I'm thinking that some of them might be connected with like the element we have. So let's say like the certain element is going to like unlock certain additional skills for us, for example, to achieve. Okay. Set up a tile set list system in the X tiles. Okay. That's that. So I think this is it for like writing. For now, I don't want to like really focus on all of that, so it's, you know, it's kind of meh. But like, I just do want to keep things in place. So for example, now I'm going to make like... No, not that. New fuck. More. I want empt. Wait, nested file. Where's nested file? Nested node, nested page. Yeah, nested page it was. Nested page, and it's going to be skill trees. And the untitled page is... is going to be called fire element skill tree. Then I'm going to add plus. I'm going to emb another nest another page called fuck earth element skill tree, and another one called water element skill tree, and the fourth element wind element skill tree. Wind element skill tree. Okay. There we go. So each one of those is going to be like its own file, kinda, sort of. So we'll be able to like some sort of like enter it, right? And just generally, you know, just push things in. Sorta. Fuck. Let me push it like under the magic system. Like that, okay. It's good to have like a segregation thing. Okay. Teams is going to be its own thing, location types. Probably I'm going to make like another node just as the same one that I've done for the magic system. That like how the team system is going to work. Location types are going to be their own thing. They are going to be probably split up. But I think I should push it into the location type into the map thingy instead of anything. How are you gonna be lurking while I crochet? It's alright. It's alright. Also, hi Smokesty, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope it's going. So now we have couple lists. Okay. Alright, that makes sense. So for teams, I just want to have like teams ideology. Hi Holly, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope it's going. Okay, now I have quite a bit, like, you know, organized, at least, in my project page. That's good, that's good. I really like the idea that Xtiles allows you to, like, make, let's say, three projects, because let's say after completing this game, I'm, like, not going to really push things in, for example. And like, I can also just make it like, oh, game projects, drawing projects, and that's it. Or like, also writing projects, and like, for drawing projects, I'm going to make like different tabs and nested like pages. For like different projects that I want to draw, like different illustrations and stuff. In different like writing projects, I'm going to make, you know, also the empty pages that are going to, you know, operate like this, and so on and so on and so on. So like, it's not really that difficult to actually pull it off, to make it work like that. That's cool. That's cool. There are methods. There we go, I'm going to set an icon for it to be that. Okay, so that works. That actually works. And I can even like use templates for like budget trackers, trip planners, etc. So it's a really cool app, I have to say. I really like it. I do have to set things up like similar way for like work, but probably, you know, like how is it called? I want to look up for things like in like Excel thing, most likely, because I'd be able to easily just, you know, share it with someone, and not like, oh yeah, you have to make Xtiles account to actually access my files. But yeah, it's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so ouch. Oh, okay, my back snapped so good right now. Oh damn. Damn. So yeah, things are somehow going around. Actually, somehow. I've promised you sketching later, so let's start sketching, shall we? Like, what can we sketch, actually? We can sit down and draw... let me see. We can draw the tennis lady that we were making. You know, the one with the glasses. Pokemons as humans, or we can actually work on Kool-Aid. Actually, I've received a Why are needles so hard to thread? I'm not sure, to be fair. I've always hated it. Like, I'm always spending like, I don't know, 30 minutes on it. As humans, because I'm crocheting a gallery in Ponida. Okay. So, Pokemons as humans it is. Let me go here. There we go. Okay, so, who's that Pokemon? Hard decision. Let the machine decide. Who the fuck are you, Armarouge? Okay. As from this Violet Scarlet. Armarouge. That's simple. That Pokemon already is like human. Armarouge. Okay. Copy. To be fair, I'm happy with the way how I've done her arms. Considering that she has 4 arms, I'm really happy with the way how I've done them. That's nice. Okay, so let's start drawing, shall we? Hi Jayhon, glad to be here, how are you hoping it's going? I wish that line had a better shiny color. To be fair, what's the shiny color of Armarouge? No idea. Oh wait, isn't it like... that the shiny doesn't really change at all? Between like forms? Isn't it like just the difference on like eyes or something? Its eyes become blue, yeah, exactly. That's such a stupid idea for a shiny. Come on. Wait, let me for a minute like tilt back because my back actually like kills me. I don't know why. Yes, it's so trash, yeah. I don't know who designed this one. At least they could change it, like its armor or something. Holding helmet would be cool. Yeah, I was actually thinking about the same thing. Like a character, I don't know, I'm not sure about the gender yet, but like a character that holds like its, you know, helmet under, you know, underarm. It would be so cool. Yeah. Its shoulder pads become cannons, maybe something with that? Actually, shoulder pads become cannons? Nah, I don't think so. I'm thinking about like a knight, but I can give it like a lance that would become a cannon. And let's say maybe a cannon would, and maybe let's say the lance will be connected with the shoulder pad. Admiral like old Soviet costumes? Nah. Nah. I'm thinking about like more medieval thing. This kind of thing. Let me think. So yeah, like medieval knight kind of thing, like a Not really like a Baron or anything like that. That could be cute. Yeah. Not really like a Baron, but actual knight. But do we go for what kind of knight? What like origin of the knight we go for? Are we thinking about a knight that would be like a Rome knight, or maybe a knight? I mean, yeah, with red man legging. Yeah. Yeah. Because like the boots are high, right? Like those can be boots, see? And then over here there are those pants, like very tight pants to allow like more flexibility. It's a ghost type Pokemon, so maybe Ruined Haunted Knight. That's really cool idea. Oh, maybe like a headless knight. That would be so cool. Yeah, like a headless knight with the helmet underneath its arm, with like a huge lance that would like have like splittings, etc. That would to show that it's turning also into a cannon. It's based on living armor, so yeah, exactly. So cool. Okay. I think we have an idea. There's what gender do we go for? I think like this exact one is the male, right? Because it's also... Is it also depending on the gender of the Pokemon, like Gardevoir? I don't have like conditions on the Pokédex. No, it's version exclusive. Okay, gotcha. But the other one kind of reminds me of like Assassin Women for some reason, because it has like wider hips. Don't you think? So this could be a guy, and the other one, if we are going to get it, is going to be a woman. Simple as that. Same? Okay, so we have an idea. Let's start drawing our headless knight. It's going to be actually the first, like, I still want to give like a prospect of a head, so like maybe as we have this fire, it's going to be like a burning, maybe just guy with very buffed shoulders hitting Gen 24 and 7. Yeah, exactly. Imagine. It's like, for a head, I'm thinking for like more or less of a Dulahana kind of idea. It's like more or less of like a wisp or like a ball of flame in the place of the head or something like that. Or generally like where the neck is, there would be the fire coming out, considering the flame here. Okay. We still have to come back to Blastoise at certain point. I think I'm going to try and draw her on the next one. So yeah, I still have to finish the Black Myth Wukong, actually. I'm stuck on one boss, haven't really touched it in a long time. But I'm doing good, doing good. My embroidery is like halfway done. Hey, that's so cool. So yeah. Then I can actually focus on the rest of the crochet of my ponyta. I see, I see. I see you have many projects as well. Also, I want to point out that we've got very difficult concept considering for whatever we've got here. I was procrastinating doing the legs because I didn't have any stuffing for it, but I found some recently so I can continue. That's so cool. I actually want to get to... Also, my hands were literally dying. I see. I want to come back to making models out of clay. But like those models drying in the air. So like I'll need air dry clay. I think I have some in my desk still after my last attempts. I think I have like a fuck ton of those actually. I like to sculpt with paper mache. To be fair, I could also sculpt with paper mache. That's also a good idea. Generally, I want to buy like the plastic skull with like movable jaw, and I want to make like articulated statue, so like a bigger character, but I want to also add in like soft elements, so I also want to add like, for example, like a slab of latex on the cheek, right? Or something like that, just so the character would be posable, but also would have like some sort of like a skin feel on it, you know? So more or less like a skeleton out of clay, or like a base out of clay. And the problem is that I've never really done anything. These Pokemon designs are going crazy. What are they thinking? No idea actually. Like I'm wondering what they are going to come up with the new Pokemon game that we've just heard once and that was it. But good they are taking their sweet time on it. They fucked up on so many planes. They need to start placing some pressure on the quality control, really. I will be mad if the next game is going to be fucked as much as the other ones. They usually release information around Christmas, yeah. Or the games are being released around Christmas. You know, because kids would want the, you know, Christmas present in form of the new Pokemon. I want to play the new Pokemon game on the streams. Also, we are going to play new Dragon Ball game on the streams. I'm waiting till Monday also, so tomorrow I have to wake up and start writing to the HRs because I don't know what to do. Because I've been planning a paid leave for a while now, and the dude and I can't really assign that paid leave because I don't have a you know, a schedule assigned to the system, because the guy who's supposed to do that didn't do that. I'm gonna spend so many months shiny hunting instead of actually playing the game. Man, I also want to start shiny hunting. I've been doing a couple attempts on shiny hunting. It didn't really went well at all in any instance of it. It literally took me over a year before I actually started playing the story of Scar Violet, because I wanted to the full shiny team, bruh. To be fair, I've never finished Scarlet and Violet. I have to sit down and finish it finally at a certain point. And I hunt full odds because I don't wanna waste my time completing the decks, bruh. I'm also... When I was doing shiny hunting, actually I was also doing the full odds ones, full odds runs. That's a great story. Yeah. But you know, I've started work and I've lost track of time. Then different games came in. It was easier for me to start the new game instead of coming back to Scarlet and Violet. Would I do that with shows? Yeah. Also, I was like so fed up with everything and I wanted to watch One Piece at work, but I couldn't because my headphones died on me, and yeah, turn out like everything else, god damn it. I forgot I have coffee. Unisex, huh? No. I'm making a build for male character. But the armor needs to be built sequentially, so... Look for armor reference. Me. Bruh, the side of my finger is already raw, bruh. When detail? I don't detail yet. I'm sketching. What are you talking about? What detail? I'm trying to actually base the armor off of Armor Rouge's armor, so... The ref is here. Wait. After all, we want to make it kinda resemble the Pokemon, right? See? It starts like something. This is something are too soft and smooth to grip the needle, so I have to use the side. I see. Did you saw Dan? No. I've seen people talking about it on Discord, but I don't know what that anime is. I might watch it though. From what they were talking, seems like a really good anime. Is it worth watching? Yeah, exactly. Is it? Manga is best. I hope anime will keep the same vibe. So the story itself is... the premise of the story is good, but it depends how the anime makers are going to make it. Understand? I mean, that's enough for me to get it on the list. Wait. Yeah, kinda like that. There we go. That reminds me, I can buy the next few volumes of Children of the Whale soon. Seeing trailer, I say worth watching 101%. Gotcha. I added to my watchlist then lol. Yeah, same. "12 episodes, huh? Can't watch. Add. Creepy Nuts going crazy with OP. Yeah, actually I've heard the Creepy Nuts opening for this anime, so... Unfortunately, I promised a friend I would watch Hunter x Hunter if they watched Children of Whales, so I have to start that after Dungeon Meshi. I mean, it is important to keep your word, right? Try free run. Wait, do I have free run on my plan to watch list? I'm supposed to. I wanted to watch it. Pretty unique concept. I wanna watch that too, yeah. I'm worried about it a little. What, free run? Why so? Yeah, I suspect it will hit in the feels and the end really hard, I see. I think when I'm done with my embroidery, I'm gonna watch Dragon Dungeon Machine Ninja the news draw of episodes, I see. It's kinda mixed from the get-go because it's really freaking funny but a bit depressing too at the same time. You joined. Thank you, Tini. Also, hi, Tini. Good to have you here. How are you? Hope everything's going. We drawing wanted some company. I see. Welcome then. What you drawing? OC for my world building project. Hey, that's cool. We've actually done some world building on the stream too. Today, some writing. I've been truly burned out of and writing helps a ton, yeah. Like, you just find like a way to work on something else. Me too, yeah. I can feel a crack forming in my neck. Damn. That's bad. Take a break, actually. Like, come on. Oh, it's cool. Oh, this is cool, yay. Elden Ring type A vibe, yeah, exactly. Two big shoes. I need to make the shoes smaller. It looks like a fucking clown now. I want the shoes to be like covered by this area, so I need them to be far smaller. I have a bad tendency to tilt my head so that my good ear is more in the air even when I don't need to. I see. Your good ear? You are having problems with one of your ears? You've ruptured your eardrum? I have a friend that ruptured his eardrum and now has difficulties with one of his ears. Like, for example, he can't really, like, get water there because he immediately gets, like, ear infection and shit. It's crazy. I am hard of hearing. I have a 40% hearing loss in my right ear after chronic ear infection as a child. Fuck. Joe, very beautiful long hair girl like Finn from Adventure Time. It's a Dullahana. Or whatever that is. Dullahan. Kind of creature. Like really Souls-like-esque. Honestly, I should probably look into getting a hearing aid, but gosh, they can be expensive, yeah. But like simple hearing aid for like, you know, people who have only one ear with issue shouldn't be really as problematic to get cheaper. Like when you need like a full-on build into your skull hearing aid, that's an issue. Because yes, there are hearing aids that are actually like, you know, like knocked into your ear. I've actually read one story. Someone like had issues with the hearing, right? Like he had a full hear loss. Or rather, he wasn't born as a hearing person, there we go. Like, so like he needed like full hearing aid because without this, he wouldn't hear at all. So he was like using his hearing aid, yada yada yada. Like, you know, he was chilling at the class and like teacher was like couple times pointing out that someone is listening to the music and they shouldn't do that. So like at a certain point in the class, he like he didn't understood what's about that. He was just going about his work, etc. And with all of that, like he at certain point, like he stopped hearing anything, like everything went silent, and he noticed a teacher with the scissors, and it hit him that she cut his hearing aid. So like the teacher was like trying to say something to him, but of course he wouldn't be able to listen, and he said as much as he could, sorry miss, I couldn't hear you, you've cut off my hearing aid. And like, gosh, I wonder what happened with the teacher actually, because he never said that, but like he like explained this entire situation about like, you know, what was your worst moment at school, because like as you've mentioned, it's not as cheap, it's really expensive, and as you know, I've mentioned, it's actually really expensive when you are going for like full like hearing kind of thing. So I do wonder what happened, because like I wouldn't let it through if teacher would do something like that. Like actually, hopefully suspension of a job and a hefty bill for a replacement. Yeah, I do hope for that. Actually, I do hope this happened, because like this teacher shouldn't be teaching anymore. Like I've had a teacher, for example, in technical college. She was teaching us English, and she was like constantly like, you don't understand English, you're really bad at English. You couldn't say anything even, or even like loudly breathe, because she would like either get you to like a talk with her, and if you would like make at least one mistake, she would give you like one, because we have like grading system like 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 6. And generally she would like give you 1, but if you would like actually be able to talk with her for like 5 minutes, she wouldn't do anything, right? So it was like, you know, oh, that's really unfair, because like you're giving people bad grades for something like that, but you are not giving good grades for people who actually understand the English, etc. And like, you know, like literally someone just breathed louder, right? Because like, I don't know, they've had clogged nose, for example, right? It happens. Allergies, for example, or small cold, whatever. So she was... Here's the thing, throughout my entire like school life, I've had a disability papers. So like I've had these like a group of disability, right? Because we have groups. There's first, second, and third group. So like first group are like people that are like, for example, bedridden, or you have to use wheelchairs, etc., or like amputees. Yeah. So like general disability that influence your everyday life. So even people with like mental disorders, yeah. So to the point, like, you know, they can function on their own. Second stage is like people with like slight disabilities that are kinda influencing their everyday life. So like, you know, sometimes they have problems with like taking a shower or going to school, have to take meds every day, etc. And third stage is like mild disability. Oh yeah, you have like genetical sickness, but it's not like influencing your life really as much. Just take your meds and you're good, but you still have disability, so like here's the paper. So like the first stage, like all you could have was like getting like papers that you don't have to attend the PE class, right? So like for certain part I've had like second group, then they've took that away and gave me the third group. Like, surprise, you're magically healthy, right? Like out of nowhere. But anyway, so generally she was like picking on me because of that disability I've had, right? Even like accusing me of just acting the sickness, like the sickness is fake and I'm just acting, I'm lying, etc. Like to such extent, and like class was picking it up, right? So like at certain point I've had enough, because like she was constantly like making fun out of it and making generally like my school life worse with every year. So like I've went to the headmaster's office. I've asked if I can talk with vice headmaster, right? Vice head teacher, and like I've explained this. I started talking about this entire situation, and like she like hold me up, like let's talk about, give me a moment, right? And she like went to the headmaster's office, talked a little with him, brought me in. I've sat with vice headmaster and headmaster and like talk about this entire situation. And like on the next she was also like our class teacher, right? So it's like she was like making the classes like orders, like, you know, bringing like classes like who's the class president, etc, like organizing for our class like trips, etc. So she was like, she's supposed to take care of us, right, as for our class, and she was still doing something like that to the students, right? So on the next class where she's supposed to give us like updates on things, she actually told us that she's not going to teach our class anymore from the next like half semester. So generally I've just make a petty revenge. I've made a really fucked up teacher lose her job, so thumbs up. Really, don't, if you are experiencing something bad, remember that headmasters and vice headmasters are there for you to talk with them. If there's some issues with the teachers and it's like really bad point, like to such extent where you really have enough of this, because I've really had enough of this. It was like bringing my depression up, right? So it was like one of the causes of my depression generally. So like if it's really to such extent, like it's really influencing your life, it's influencing your like mood, it's bringing like you to the states of depression, etc., go to the headmasters, go to the vice headmasters. It's really important to talk with them because they are there for you. And vice headmasters be like, hey boy. I mean, don't say like that, because to be fair, if you would go to them with such thing and you would bring it up something, they wouldn't give you anything, like any help. You could literally go to the court and they would have really massive issues, and they would, both of them would lose their positions and probably lose possibility to operate as a teacher, because like pedagogics are really difficult to operate, and you can lose possibility to commit to the job legally. So when you're making like pedagogics or medicine, any kind, so like even psychiatry, surgically, etc., other schools, you know, it's generally the main idea that, you know, it's generally like the main idea that you can lose possibility to commit to those jobs because you have to finish certain schools, you have to get permissions to do those schools, and legally, as you are getting those permissions, legally you can lose them. So like teachers can lose possibility to commit to the job of a teacher. Surprise, surprise. So to catch up, hopefully suspension. Oh yeah, again, I'm lucky I went to a school with a decent deaf and hard of hearing program. Funny enough, the school somehow wasn't aware of my hearing impairment until my second to last year there, despite qualifying for the program. I also brought up my hearing to multiple teachers before that too. I'm pretty sure it's in my school records. That's vile. I think I fell under the program's radar because I never fussed about not hearing well and was able to scrape by with decent grades despite the hearing difficulties. The third from my embroidery. Hey, that's nice. Actually, yeah, here's the thing. This is more or less the thing, because like when school has such programs, the programs have financial supports. So let's say, for example, school would be able to support you financially to get a hearing aid. But if you've never like shown like actual difficulties in your learning as of impairment, for fuck's sake, you dumb fucks bots, like what's wrong with you people? Why doing those bots? Come on, it's such an infuriating thing. No one's clicking at that and they're still walking around. It's only to make things infuriating for people. So back to the topic. So basically it would be like, if you've never like shown this part of thing where it's actually influencing you, that you can understand teachers well, and that it's not influencing your grades at any cost, etc. Generally the program is not picking you up for the support, because if you would actually shown the thing, explain like, hey, I'm actually feeling like I'm having difficulties, I had troubles with certain parts when you were explaining things a bit, etc. So like then the teacher's like, oh okay, it's actually influencing him, it's actually despite like grades that he has right now, or she, Smoxty, like not sure like how should I call you. So generally, okay, the student has issues, it's influencing, they mentioned that it's influencing them somehow. We have that program, let's actually see what we can do, right? And then they would like probably get you ask you for like a checkup, see what position it is. I'm actually alright, sorry. So like they would ask you probably to get a checkup, see what you need to actually correct your hearing, and then the program would, for example, considering the list that they would have, it would actually consider like what support they can provide to you. Of course, some parts might not be covered by the program too, so it's like way different thing that the program can actually go about. Oh yeah, so that's how those programs are working. same for the tuition for the students. It's not like school, oh yeah, just randomly let's make that school free. No, there's like a sponsorship, and only certain students can actually be assigned for that sponsorship. So, i.e., the best students that they can get, because those best students more likely are going to be are actually going to finish that school. So yeah, that's that. Like, generally thinking, like, it's not like you're applying for the tuition. It's not like they didn't choose you because, like, they just wanted to spit in your face. They've analyzed all the students' grades, and they've had to pick the best ones just so the tuition and the funds they've got wouldn't go to waste. So it's like, oh, okay, this student has really good grades. There's really high percentile of possibility that this student is going to finish this school on this certain stage. So let's give this student a tuition. I love taking hearing tests. Something about it is so interesting. I say I've never really took any of those, really. Like, I've never really got like any specified tests, actually, so to say. Like, from the tests I've had was like, for example, like for example, for the job now, I've had to take like a vision test. I've had to take a like my heartbeat rate. I had to check if I can spend a certain amount of hours while working on the PC. I've had to have a checkup of my, like, you know, catching up. So like, it's weird. I'm in schools. I see. For me, I was put in a box with some headphones on, and they would play a robot that would make beeps or say words, and I had to press a button and repeat the words. I see. I had the thing for a vision. I had to like squish my head, and it was checking my blind spots. I had to look in front of me, in front of myself, and I had to like click a button if I saw a green light. To be fair, it was difficult because I believe like that machine wasn't really built for my head. So yeah, I think I've actually sat like really in a really shitty position because those really got bad, to be fair. I've never really saw like anything. I think they've said it was good. I don't know. But like, I feel like I've skipped quite a few that I saw literally just in a moment. Speaking of green lights, my favorite eye doctor machine is the one that flashes a bright green light in your eye to take a picture of the back of them. I see. Actually, I hate one thing. One of the doctors actually like started like really pushing. So here's the thing, my disability was generally because of my knee. I still have issues with my knee, and I think I won't be able to make it for driving anymore. So I have to either find someone that would be able to drive me around or I have to like be really like, you know, in need of using Ubers or Bolts or whatever. At least Uber is an option, or other public transport if that's available, yeah. But I don't have my disability card anymore, so it's, you know... I mean, I don't have disability card at all. And third stage doesn't get any, you know... wasn't getting any, you know, bonuses, like lower prices for tickets or anything like that. Huh. Right? Cool. Cool. Despite it being like a chronic thing. I mean, probably if I would go now to get that thing with like a paper from my psychiatrist, that chronic pain is one of the causes of my depression, then, you know, then I could, like, you know, probably get a better leverage and get the second group, maybe even get like financial support to finance some meds, for example. But yeah, I think you can also get like a second group of disability here in Poland if you have clinical depression or something, because I believe that from clinical depression you can't really get out, if I remember correctly. It's like a permanent like damage to your brain part that develops dopamine, so you're like, you know, you have to constantly get the dopamine pills on everyday basis just because your body can't produce it on its own or something like that. Not sure. I think that's it. Work be like, as long as you can crawl. Yeah, exactly. Me being sick. Hey yo, listen, I'm really sick. I have really huge problems breathing. Like literally, whenever I'm taking a breath, I have to cough. Like, oh, I see. But tomorrow you are going to be at work, right? Like seriously, that was the exact situation that I've had at work, at the office. That was so fucking irritating, man. Oh yeah. But you are going to be at the office, right? Oh, you can't breathe. But you can file that Excel file, right? Man. Hey, how do you like our buddy here? Armor Rouge version. Love the design, shapes and everything. Hey, that's nice. Sliding off my needle, I see. I believe it's time to take a break. Thank you, Tini. Thank you. Yay. I really like it. Turned out really well. It actually, as one of you mentioned, it does give off kind of like the freaking Souls-like game vibes, to be fair, with so close to being done, or then continue. I don't know. Yeah, I probably will try to play some Black Myth Wukong after the stream. I want to finish it and start playing Lost Judgment. Probably I'm going to record my Lost Judgment playthrough as my silent playthroughs. Or I will try with Yakuza, we will see. I'm also thinking about doing the same thing with Mega Man Battle Network, the Legacy collection, because I have like all Mega Man Battle Network series, all Battle Network games that I can use. Same for all the Mega Man games. So generally I have some games that I want to play like off streams, because some games actually, let's be real, some games are not really good for streams, but better for like recording, but I'm not sure what I can do to actually make the recording better. What do you all think? Like, actually... Hi, AY, glad to have you here, how are you? Hope it has going. So how do you think actually taking up the... are just better to enjoy alone, yeah? Exactly. But to be fair, I do want to... Here's the thing, I don't know really what to do. I'm thinking about what I can do to actually fill up the moments where I'm not when I'm not able to stream. Like, for example, what happened like a couple days this week, like, oh, okay, I've had some things, like, for example, I woke up too late because of night shifts ruining my sleep schedule, etc. And like generally making my life difficult. So like what I can do to actually make... I've managed to bend my needle. Oh no, what are you drawing? Armor Rouge. We were drawing Pokemon as human, quote unquote, because it turned out to be it's Fire Ghost, so of course like more ghostly character, but humanoid. This is what we are drawing. We drew Armor Rouge, so we drew like a headless knight of some sort with like a cannon lance or something like that. But yeah, so basically I am wondering what I can do to make those like filler videos to put on the channel to fill in this blank spot when I'm not able to stream. And actually, like, okay, I'm going to sit down and play some games sometimes. I'm one more finger poke away from enlisting my roommate to finishing this. Come on, take a break. It's okay. It's okay. Like, sometimes you need to. But yeah. To be fair, the thing is that that like, okay, I can do, for example, silent playthroughs. Are fillers that important? I mean, not necessarily, but I don't want to leave you without a day of nothing on the channel. Of course, if like, I'm not sure like how do you all feel, you know, about nothing appearing on YouTube, for example. Because like, of course, on Twitch I won't be able to do anything because like I won't be able to stream on Twitch. But like, I can post some, you know, videos. Silent long plays videos would be nice background noise, yeah. For example, right? How are you? I'm doing alright, doing okay actually. And yeah, I was thinking like, oh, maybe I could sit down, randomize some like random Pokemons and just sketch them and post them separately. You know, like, you've seen it's like, what, 1 hour for a design? And literally that's it. I mean, I don't see anything bad about that. The only thing about not uploading is that it can hurt your channel in terms of being pushed in YouTube's algorithm, yeah. I mean, not really. Not necessarily. I've noticed that sometimes my, when I have, let's say, you could record a speed paint maybe? Yeah, exactly, something like that. Or like speed sketch, like just making couple sketches. Even in one video. Maybe Pokemon sketch on shorts, like those ASMR video. It got so much reach. I mean, I've never really looked into like reach, but like what you know you would want to see and what I would also enjoy doing. So like generally it's like, you know, whatever really. But I could just draw Pokemons, but I couldn't really get the ASMR videos because like my household is really loud. In general, like really darn loud. So yeah, maybe if I could like get a microphone right directly in front of me and like scribble on the tablet, there would be some noises without, you know, the background noise. But yeah, I have to say, it's louder than word. Your voice is super nice for background noise. I'm going to make an Devis ASMR. Freaking clingy boyfriend ASMR. You can use pre-record the ASMR. Nah. Bro, I would cringe so much. Bro, I would cringe so much. With those like voices, as if someone would really want to be partially seductive. For fuck's sake. Sabi clingy boyfriend ASMR, yeah. I'm tapping, I literally can't get a grip on my needle right now, yeah. Gotcha, gotcha, it's okay, it's okay. Yesterday is opening Can ASMR and the ladies more than 99 plus guarantee, bruh. Yeah. Alrighty folks, we're already past 2 hours. It was really cool. I wish I could actually make like some like video recording. I might try to record some gameplays. Do I want to crochet legs or do something else? I mean, start where you finished, actually. It's really cool. It's really good for you. Starting when you finish. So, yeah. I'm going to finish. Maybe I will try to, I don't know, like, record, you know, make some gameplay recording, but it's really difficult to record gameplays for me, but we'll see. We'll see. Like now as my room is now like, you know, pushed away, I can now like, you know, have a bit more comfort zone on it, to be fair. Like actually. Like for real, for real. And I have a lot of games that I want to play and a lot of games that I want to finish. We'll see, maybe I will try to even play games for 100%. Like for sure I would want Yakuza and Lost Judgment to be 100%ed. I want... Maybe I would play some TCG card shop simulator just for fun. I want to play Mega Man Battle Network, Legacy Collection, both versions. And generally like all the Mega Mans. I wanna watch my shows, but my phone has been disconnected itself from our Wi-Fi, so it would be infuriating. I see. You know what could be really fun? I can literally just play games and watch anime at the same time and record it without you hearing the anime playing in the background. I can just take my headphones, plug them on Bluetooth to my iPad, turn on the anime episodes playing on my iPad, and I can literally just play, record, talk, and listen to or watch anime episodes. I can act, or I don't know. Actually, I can do that when I would actually, like, for example, draw the design of, let's say, Pokemon, for example, like speed paint or something like this. Because of course I would like try to also record some talking, and a good bombastic amount of view. I think something cut off. I think something cut off. One of your things. So yeah, like, I guess we will see. We'll see. I do want to post something, maybe with like exactly like my background noise talk kind of thing. Maybe I could talk about some anime or like record myself, like, you know, working on some projects and talk about it. It would also help me like push further with some stuff. Of course, if I would record like things connected to the thing, like maybe tileset making, character making, concept arts, something like that. And I would just speed up in the places where I wouldn't talk. For example, I love concept art. Me too, actually. So yeah, we will see. Anyway, folks, thanks Zega, thanks Tini for being active in the chat on Twitch, thanks Uncle, Mint, Minhat, Smoxty, Holly, Jayon, Kibu, RKRB, and AY for being active in the chat on YouTube. Also thank you Lurkis that you're here for this second. So, meanwhile, as always, stay creative, and I hope to see you all in the next stream. Take care, and bye bye.